So stoked. So it's been cloudy and raining all day, and this is impromptu. I'm just gonna take a little walk around Cemetery Ridge for folks. Do the old obligatory Cemetery Ridge thing. We have a Josh Gibbon. So I said it was just raining, and I didn't expect to see the sun at all today. And now it's gonna duck under that cloud. Let's see. Too bad the lighting right before I got out of the car was just really neat. Army Regulars Monument. Yeah, it's going under the cloud, guys. At least there's some light. I'll just take the walk anyhow. Of course, got the Pennsylvania Monument. Sorry, Pennsylvania Monument down yonder. Lot of statues to Vermont and Massachusetts, the really tall ones that you see. This is one of the most interesting monuments. I don't think I've ever really walked by it. Of course, you folks who've been to the park before will know, but it's to the 20th Mass. Look at that thing. Really something else. This monument marks a position occupied by the 20th Massachusetts Infantry in line of battle July 2nd and 3rd, 1863, until advanced to the front of the copse of trees on its immediate right to assist repelling the charge of Longstreet's corps. I forget the story of where it's from. You guys can look that up. I think the stone, it was from Massachusetts, as one might guess, I believe. Perhaps from some kind of quarry or something, but I forget the story exactly. For those of you unawares or really not familiar with Gettysburg at all, or barely familiar with this, is the middle of Cemetery Ridge, and of course this is the one most laden with monuments, you know, so it's kind of the favorite place for the tourists, and you know, perhaps for those who's, you know, it's first time to Gettysburg, or perhaps for some who just don't really get into the, you know, to the battles. It's kind of wet, so yeah, I'm not gonna foray too far off the path. This is to 3rd Brigade, 2nd Division, 2nd Corps, Michigan. Really kind of a neat time to come. So those of you paying attention to the weather, the crazy weather, we're back to basically it was only absent for a little while, but around 2020, which was a very interesting year, that's when I started to notice a very particular weather pattern, which you know, I've got a great climate video, by the way, that I've kind of been pitching for. You know, it's not that far back in the reel, but it's pretty interesting. But So what we've basically been observing for a whole lot of the past 4 years or so, this is to the 59th New York, there's been a very marked oscillation of us being below the average temperatures, at least here in central, in let's say the mid-Atlantic. You know, other parts of the country may be a little bit different. But there's been basically a very marked pattern of about 3 days or so, quite a bit under the average. Then it's followed by 3 days or so of being a bit above the average. You might hit one day and it's like right around the average, and then it goes right back to 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up. Now that I mentioned it, see if you can spot it. But enough about all that. Anyways, guys, so this is the copse of trees. Which is we're in the general vicinity known as the angle, or the bloody angle. So this was and also known as this general area, also known as the high water mark. So this is this area here marks the furthest that the Rebs in Pickett's charge on day 3 got to before they were eventually stopped and repelled. My dumb boat would just be tripping all over all these rocks. I could just see it. Anyways. Very strange and unusual lighting. Almost a little bit of mist, but not quite. But it's actually turned into a beautiful evening, and I don't have many layers on. So we're in the up mode right now. Don't worry, I looked a couple days ahead and we're gonna be back down in the 20s. So again, pay attention to this, pay attention to your 10-day forecast, and just see if you can see what I'm seeing. Please let me know I'm not cuckoo. Excuse me, just had a little nagging cough. This is one of my favorites here. I'll read it for you. The 2nd Brigade, 2nd Division, 2nd Pennsylvania Infantry. Just striking. Especially in a silhouette. Sorry, I'm a photographer. I don't know if I ever told you guys, I mean, that's an actual background of mine. That is one area of, I don't want to call it expertise, but it was one of my majors in school. I've always been a photo bug. Like I've said, you're not getting the results that you could get because I just don't have any of this stuff. Just a striking monument. Oh, the light's coming back. Look at this. Oh, ooh. That's great. And there are a couple witness trees in the park, and I'll probably get this wrong, and I get things like this mixed up, but I think that's one of the witness trees. Or another one of the witness trees. Alright, oh, time's about up, guys. Glad the sun came out at the end for you. Been a great trip here. Hopefully, I've actually done a lot in the last couple trips, so if you missed it, rewind, scroll back a little bit, see what you missed. Push that little bell thingy. That's the first time I've ever said something like that. Push the bell thingy, and it'll pop right up. Whatever I've done, pretty recently. So I'm at 10 minutes, guys. There's mead, which I've covered a lot. Later.